Hello and welcome to this tutorial on Automator with Odin AI. My name is Matt and I am part of the product team here at Odin AI. Today we're going to create a flow that will help streamline your blog writing process using Odin AI and the Automator flows. In our previous video, we covered how to create a custom AI support agent to use with your company knowledge base. If you're interested in that video, you can find the link in the description or click on the card that will be shown on the screen. Let's dive right in and take a closer look at Odin AI Automator. Once you log into the interface, you can either start a new project to follow along, or you can use an existing project that you've been working on. Let's create a new project called Marketing. I'm going to go ahead and click Create. I'm going to wait a second for that creation to happen. Now, in order to pull this off, we want to have two agents in Odin that specialize in their special tasks. One of them will be the blog outliner, and the other will be the blog writer, which will take the output from the outliner agent. To get started, let's click on Agents on the menu tab. Now, let's click Create Custom. Let's rename this agent to Blog Outliner. Now, let's add the role and the personality to this agent by clicking on Personality. Here you see it is writing, "You are a helpful assistant." What we're going to change that into is, "You are an expert in creating blog outlines from a given topic. When a provided topic, you will create a bullet point outline that would include sections about that topic." So let's go ahead and write that now. I'm just going to go ahead and copy that in here. I'm going to also go ahead and drop the creativity because I want to be very strict with on how it responds. This is totally up to you on how you would like to customize the personality of your outliner agent. This is my example, so I wanted to go with this for the outliner, so feel free to copy that. Now, let's make sure our AI model is GPT-4o for best results. Click on AI model and select GPT-4o. Now, you can also go ahead and remove the knowledge base block from the agent, since we won't be using the knowledge base to look up any information regarding this outline. However, if you did want to keep the knowledge base and use the agent to have it look up information on the knowledge base, you can also keep this block here. But I'm going to go ahead and remove it. Now, let's give that a test and go ahead and click Save. Now, let's click that chat button on the left menu. You want to make sure that your selected agent is the blog outliner agent if it isn't already. Currently, ours isn't. It says AI KB agent, which stands for AI knowledge base agent, which is one of our default agents. So we're going to go ahead and click on that. And you'll notice some of the default agents here. And then you'll notice the blog outliner agent we have here. I'm going to go ahead and make this the default. Great. Now that's selected. Let's close that now and send a message. Now, I want the blog outliner to generate an article about the topic using AI to improve efficiency in your job. So let's go ahead and write that. We're going to go ahead and click Send. Notice that it has now created an outline. However, we aren't able to do anything with it since this agent is specialized in only creating outlines. Now, let's create an agent called Blog Writer, which will take this information and write the full article. You can either go back to the agents page through the left menu, or you can also click the agent selected here on the bottom. Let's go ahead and click Create Custom. I'm going to rename this agent to Blog Writer. Let's write its personality. We are going to write, "You are an expert blog writer. You will use the provided outline to write the article. If you are not provided an outline of the blog, do not write the article." And respond with, "Please give me an outline." And then we will add only output the article and come up with a catchy title. Great. I'm going to go ahead and bring the creativity back down as well, or you can keep it up. It's totally up to you. I'm going to go ahead and select the AI model, GPT 40. Let's go ahead and click save. You can now go back to the chat page by clicking on chat here on the left menu. You'll notice the previous messages are on the left. Before we go in there, let's run a quick test. Let's go to the bottom here and select this agent. Go ahead and select the blog. You'll notice that the agent is now selected. Let's close that window out and let's send it a topic. Let's say funny kittens. Notice how it responds with please give me an outline. That's because that's what we told it to do, because we want it to respond with a blog only when there's an outline. Now let's go to the previous chat to copy the outline. You want to come here and click the copy button to get the outline. Let's go back to the previous chat, or you can start a new chat and go ahead and paste this outline in here and press enter. Notice how it's now creating the blog content. It also responds with some feedback, and you can actually tell the personality not to provide any feedback about its output. Notice how it's now created the blog content using the outline provided by the previous agent. Now, this is all great. However, the purpose of this tutorial was to use the Automator, which we'll get into next. However, it was important for you to learn how to break down the components in the agents and have the pieces ready before we could do that. Now, let's head over to the Automator by clicking on the Automator. You want to go ahead and click Flows. What we're going to be doing, we're going to take that manual effort that we've taken from the blog outliner, which we've pasted into the blog writer, and have a automation for it. So we're going to go ahead and click New Flow. And then we're going to be creating from scratch. Notice how you're going to get a lot of options. Here on the right side of the panel, you have all the triggers and components that is available as a trigger. Triggers are events or conditions that initiate the automation flow. So you can't really have a flow without a trigger. What follows after it are actions which we're going to add into these plus icons. So let's go ahead and add a trigger. The trigger we're going to be using is AI action. So we're going to go into AI events. Then we're going to select Odin action. Notice that there's a few fields in here. We're going to call this blog writer. What is the action description? To write a blog. And then notice that there is an area here where it says fields. This is the values that we're going to be inputting. In this case, we're going to be inputting a topic. So let's go ahead and click add item. And we're going to add topic. Great. For description, I will put this is the topic for the article. And then you have multiple forms of inputs, short data, long text, Boolean, number. We're going to keep it short text. For default, I want to have using AI to improve efficiency in your job. Now we're going to require this input field because we need this information provided to be able to write the article. You can also add additional fields such as the category or even genre of the article. We're going to keep it short and we're just going to continue. Now on the bottom, you'll notice confirm button. This is the button. You don't need to change it. It defaults to confirm. You can also say start writing, whatever. It is just a button label. And then you also have auto confirm. You can leave this off. And I will go over what that does later on. We're going to go ahead and click use mock data. What that's going to do is going to generate a template for the Automator to use. So in this case, it created a JSON, the topic that we're going to use on our next step. Now, let's go ahead and click the plus icon here. Again, notice here all these components in Odin. We have around 180 plus actions that you can take with Odin, and you can create complex logic such as branching, coding, hashing, data, date helpers, etc. The choices here are pretty much endless. For our example, since we're connecting the blog outliner to the blog writer, we're going to go ahead and click AI pieces. Now we're going to click on AI agents, and then we're going to click action, and we're going to say instruct Odin AI. What this is going to do is now pull up your agents. By clicking on agent, we're going to be selecting the blog outliner because we want to provide that topic to the blog outliner similar to how we manually did it in the chat page. So here in the instruction, you can directly insert this, or you can write the article topic is, and then just press insert on this trigger, which is the variable for pulling that topic field. Now we want the response to be normal. You can also have a list, JSON, or HTML. In this case, we just want it to be normal. You want to go ahead and scroll down. There's a few options here. One of them is chat name. So this is basically says, hey, do you want to start a new chat, or do you want me to kind of generate it myself? We're going to say generate new chat. You can also ignore chat history. You can also make something custom, right? If you want it in a specific chat all the time, you can also do that. And this will go into the chat names on the chat page. So we're going to go ahead and click test step. Notice the output that came up now. It came up with a response, and you can also expand the response here to see the outline. We don't really need to go into it right now, but this is a JSON output. Now we can use on our next step. We're going to now go ahead and click on the plus icon. Now, once you have done that, we're going to go ahead and click AI pieces again, and then we're going to hit AI agents. And then again, we're going to select instruct Odin AI. Now we're going to select the blog writer. Now for instructions, what we're going to do is just give the response that the previous blog writer agent has responded with. In order to do that, we're going to select instruct Odin AI here, and then click on message, and then we're going to select the response. That basically is copying, pasting the response into the blog writer. And we're going to do a response format as normal. And again, you can write a chat name or leave this empty, but let's go ahead and click test step. Very cool. So it has already written that article, and you can see that here. And we're going to go ahead, and once that is done, we're going to go ahead and click publish. Awesome. So now that the publishing has been finished, we're going to go ahead and go to our Nav Actions tab. So creating an Odin action actually creates actions in your Actions tab. These actions can also be attached to other agents that can perform these actions. We're going to go ahead and run an action directly from here. So we're going to click run. Notice the default value that we gave it in the Automator is showing up here. Using AI to improve efficiency in your job. Let's do something else. Let's do AI and positive effects on jobs. Let's click confirm. Notice that confirm button was the label that we had on there. Okay, now Odin has started to execute the automation. So it's executing the action. You can also follow it along with this new chat there. So you notice that it's writing the sections. Right, that is fantastic. Now it's going to kick off another action automatically. And now it's taking that information and writing the article. Fantastic. Now you can improve it so it doesn't say section 3 and only write sections. But that's something you just have to play around with in the personality. Cool. And I also provided additional resources. Awesome. Now, what else can we do? To start off, we can actually take this article and create a document with it. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go back to the Automator and click Flows. Now, click on your flow. And you want to go ahead and click on the plus icon here again. One thing before we continue, I do want to let you know that your versions are also stored here. So you can always go back to a previous version if you choose to do so after making changes. Let's go ahead and close that. In the AI pieces, again, you can connect all this information and take that response of that blog and push it into our many connectors. In this case, we're going to keep it simple. Instead of a Google Doc, we're going to use Odin's native document editor by using AI pieces. And we're going to write Odin AI tools. We're going to click action and we're going to scroll down and say create document. And then we're going to create a title. We can call it new blog. Or you can actually have a step that helps create a title within this flow. And we're going to go ahead and create markdown, maybe, or even text. I'm going to go ahead and select text or markdown or HTML based on however you like your output. I think I will choose markdown. All right, now the body of the text, what is it going to put in there? Well, we're going to put the article. So we're going to select this third agent that we use to write the article. And you can better label these as well. And to do that, you can just select here and change this to blog outliner to keep your system more organized. I'm going to call this the blog writer. All right, let's go back here and then click the body. And you notice that the blog outliner output is here and the blog writer output is here. So we're going to go ahead and click that. We're going to go ahead and click on the message drop down, and then we're going to click on the response. Awesome. Now that's ready, we're going to click test step. Fantastic. Now we're going to click publish. Very cool. So we're going to go into the documents section real quick and notice that there is a new blog here. That is because we just created it using the test step in the Automator. Let's go ahead and click on it. And notice that this is an article that was created based on job efficiency because that is the default value. I'm going to go ahead and for the purpose of showing how this would work, I'm going to go ahead and delete this blog. Cool. I'm going to go back to actions. And again, notice nothing is in here and nothing is in the knowledge base. So we're going to go into our actions, click on run, and let's write about something else. How humans can live on Mars. Click confirm. Notice an action is now taking place and it is now writing that article outline. Once the outline is completed, it will actually trigger the writing outline. And now it's writing the article about how humans can actually live on Mars. Once that is done, it will create a document which will show up in your documents page. Very cool. Now, let's go to your documents. Notice how now there's a new blog here with 777 words. And here is our full article. Now, you can customize this here, edit it, or you can actually give this to another agent which would proofread it or change the article for better SEO words, etc. We're going to do one more thing before we wrap up the tutorial today. I'm going to go ahead and add an action for this document editor. So to do that, we're going to go to the Automator, click on flows, and we're going to do new flow again from scratch. This time for the trigger, we're going to go to AI events and we're going to add Odin action. Now, let's call this push to WordPress or whatever you'd like to have it. Action to push to WordPress. In the fields section, we're going to add a field and we're going to write document. And then we're just going to select document. Now you can leave that blank and you can either do confirm or auto confirm, but I prefer leaving it off for now. Click on mock data. Great. So now we're going to try to test to a live site. So this action can also be triggered automatically, or it can be triggered manually from that documents page. So to do this, we're going to add the next item, which is to send an HTTP post. And you can follow along with me as well. I'm going to go ahead and click action, send HTTP request, do post, and then now we need our URL. For this, I'm going to use a site that I use for my example. And here you already see some of my previous posts that I've been playing. Webhook site. And now here you see a site that is kind of waiting for incoming posts. So we're going to go ahead and enter this URL in here by clicking on that. And then copy that in here. Again, this is just an example. You can send this information anywhere. And we're going to leave the headers empty. And we're going to body type, we're going to put raw. Okay. And we want to put in the document content in here. Perfect. Let's go ahead and give that a test. Great. Now you see the response here. And then if we navigate to our webhook site page, you'll notice the post came in as test HTML, which is great. Now let's go ahead and publish this. Now let's go to our document, your blog, and notice now there is a button called push to WordPress. Now, what happened here was when we added that new action in the Automator action and we connected it to the document piece, it has taken that action button and placed it on the Documenter. So now what that means is when I click that button, it will run that flow. So let's go ahead and click it. Notice that pop-up is coming up for the confirmation. If we had auto confirm enabled, this would not come up. So we're going to head and click confirm. Now it's sending that information. And once it's done, we can actually have it respond. Now let's go back to our webhook site. Notice that there's a new post that came in and it has all the HTML blog outline ready to be posted. Now that's completely customizable as well. Great. You can also take that existing step and connect it into the blog writer itself so that it pushes to WordPress or any other site or any of the other components automatically. Now there's one more thing. You can actually trigger these actions from the agents themselves too, using blocks. So let's go over that real quick. So to do that, let's go to agents. Let's create a new agent called simple agent. And you can keep the knowledge base on, but I'm going to remove it. And we're going to add the AI model for O. Now, let's go ahead and click on personality. And we're going to keep that as you are an helpful assistant, but bring this to 0. Great. Let's go ahead and click the plus icon. And now notice here that there is a bunch of blocks: user identification, long-term memory, rules, and then there's a tab here for actions. You will notice the actions here that we created earlier on. We're going to go ahead and add the blog writer. Now, what we want this agent to do is understand and pick up the topic and provide it here, and then trigger that action. Let's go ahead and save this agent. I'm going to now go to chat. Go ahead and click on agent. And now I'm going to select the simple agent. I'm going to say, write a blog with the topic for funny kittens. Notice that the Odin action has been automatically detected and it has pre-filled the topic funny kittens. Once I click send, it will actually trigger that action. If I had auto confirm enabled, this would actually automatically send it and initiate the trigger. I'm going to go ahead and click this manually. Now that has queued the job and it has now begun executing. You'll notice the new chat has come up. It is now writing the outline for the funny kittens. Fantastic. And then now it should automatically create a new chat for writing the blog about those kittens. Fantastic. Notice how fast and easy that was. And now creating more blogs will be easier than ever. I don't recommend using the chat agents to write the blogs and confirm because you can just come to actions and click run and just put in a topic. However, that is something you can do and it's totally customizable. You'll notice that once that action is actually created, it created a new blog as well and called Funny Kittens. Great. We're going to push that to WordPress. Click confirm and you'll notice we have a new post that will come in right now with that Funny Kittens article posted. Great. And now go ahead and write as many articles as you like. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial and I hope that you learned a lot today about the Odin Automator and how different agents can work together to create automations as well as using the Automator actions. Make sure to subscribe and like this video if it was helpful on how to use Odin. If you have any content ideas of what you would like to see built next, please make sure you put them in the comments. And thank you for watching and we'll see you next time.